Dear learners, today we have with us Ashok Kumar Singh. He is having 27 years of experience post qualification, CA qualification, and he has experience in financial control, accounts, auditing, funds management, budgeting, MIS, taxation, company law matters, urban development and planning, NGO management, and teaching in related subjects. He is a strategic planner with proven ability to improve quality operations, impact mental growth through proper guidance for achievement in desired area. He is well versed with teaching in various related subjects in many universities and institute to improve the quality of students. So, sir, we welcome you, and sir, you can start the session for the today's of appreciation course in population sustainable development. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So we are starting block 2, sustainable development. From this chapter onward, we will start. And most probably we have to cover within 2 classes all topics. So we will go a little fast. If any problem, difficulties, please let me know so that I can clarify. So it should be from both sides because I may go a little fast. Fast means point wise. And wherever you find any difficulties or you need some data, then you can ask me. I will provide for that because time is a little short. Anyway, no problem. So sustainable development. What do you mean by sustainable development? First of all, sustainable development term came to prominence in World Conservation Strategy (WCS) in 1980. But when United Nations Organization they called a meeting for greater attention in 1983, named the Conference on Environmental and Development. So it was held in Rio, in South Africa, as Rio in June 1992. From that time itself, more attention was given towards sustainable development. Okay. So, what is sustainable development? Sustainable development can be defined as approach to the economic development of a country without compromising with the quality of quality of the environment for future generations, means without affecting the future generations, means if it is improved, it is called sustainable development. In name of economic development, the prices of environmental damage is paid in forms of land erosion, soil erosion, air pollution, water pollution, deforestation, etc. It means normally for development, these things are happening. It means people doesn't mind for soil erosion, deforestation, air pollution, water pollution, and many things. So it is not actually sustainable development. These damages may surpass the advantages of having more quality output of goods and services. It means then how it works, how the sustainable development works. Sustainability encourages business to frame decision in terms of environmental, social, and human impact. These three terms are very important related to we have to study in all terminology topics, means social human impact of the long term rather than on short term gains such as next quarter's earning report. It means it is not giving the attention for early profit, means just gains, not profit, gains. It means they are they cannot give the attention towards only short term gains. If influences them to consider more factors than simply the immediate profits or losses involved, increasingly compromises with the many things like losses, soil erosion, air pollution, or many things. So these types of companies or organizations can achieve their sustainability needs by cutting emission, lowering the energy usage, sourcing products from fair trade organizations, and ensuring their physical waste is disposed of properly. It means what is the sustainability development objectives? Objectives, three objectives are there: economic growth, environmental protection, and social inclusions. Social inclusions. So what are the sustainable developments goals? There are it is given by United Nations organization. They have established 17 goals. uh, First is no poverty, second is zero hunger, third is good health and well-being, fourth is quality educations. These all points we will discuss one by one, but here it is given: quality educations, the next is gender equality, then clean water and sanitation, then decent work and economic growth, then industry, required industry, industrial innovation and infrastructures, uses of infrastructures, then climate actions, then life, sorry, something is written here. Life below water and life above the land, means life below the water means we will discuss about the um, creatures which is living in the water, like a fish or something like that. So about their protection also, and life above the water, and places justice and strong institutions, and last is participants for the goals, means how they will participate in the goals. So these are the things. So first is provide essential human needs. The explosion of population means people will have to scramble for the limited life essentials like food, shelter, and water. Adequate provisions of these basic needs almost entirely hinges on infrastructure capability of sustaining them for long time. If government insists on utilizing fossil fuel based sources of energy instead of renewable and sustainable options, the cost of environmental effect of supplying these basic needs would become a tall order. Okay? Next is importance of sustainable development, the agricultural requirements. These are the points, but we will discuss now one by one, then we'll go straight. So as I told, the definition of sustainable development. The sustainable development is an ongoing process which ensure quality life and equality of opportunity for everyone. The most acceptable definitions of sustainable development is the development that meets the need of present generation without compromising the ability of the future generation to meet their own needs. This is the most acceptable definitions. Then, then we were talking about the environmental and environmental responsibilities. See, sustainable development. I think you all are understanding. Just no questions. You are not raising any questions. Just you ask me something so that I can explain in better way, because it is already point wise. So you can ask any questions related to these topics. So because I am going on reading, these all are points wise. I am not explaining in details, but anyway, I will try my best to explain wherever it is required. So it is your duty. Please ask me the questions or doubts. So environmental responsibility, the environmental responsibility. What are the environmental responsibility? It means people has to take care of environment first of all, then only the sustain it can sustain for future. It means nowadays we are seeing how people are acting or working, their workforce and their working conditions or their activities are not so environmental friendly. So that is the reason why it is going to be alarming situation for future. So what is the environmental responsibility? Environmental represents the nature collaboration, natural corollary of the doctrine of sustainability development. It seeks redefine the relationship between human beings and nature and between human beings and themselves. It insists on human beings should no longer operate as a master of the nature would world, but partners with other living organisms. Then only it may continue. For example, driving 1 hour and reaching to the college. So what happens in this situation? Suppose driving 1 hour and reaching at college. So just it is example given in your study material also. It means if you have to drive for 1 hour, if you drive fast to reach college immediately, urgently, within short time, it means you are going anti environmental situation. How it will happen? It means you are going to use the more fuel, more emission of energy, heat, something like that. So it is like that. So what will be the other alternatives? It is not possible, but it is given in your study meter. Walking 10 minutes to bus stop, waiting for bus and going by bus. It means if you are using the bus, it means in one bus many persons can accommodate it, and by that the environmental pollution will be little less than single user vehicles. So nowadays we are seeing more vehicles people are using, almost going for office and returning to home, and mostly they are single persons driving vehicles. So in that case you will see how much pollution in emission is going on. If same thing, if people start using other transport to get jointly, say by bus or metros or train or something like that, so there will be less impact on environment. They want to explain like this only. So it is exploitation of natural resources. So if people are exploiting the natural resources, the environment will be polluted and it cannot be sustainable for future, because we are destroying, we are spoiling the environment and other things for little benefits, which in no long in longer period it is harmful for future. Next point is ecological footprint and biocapacity. What is ecological footprint? It measures how much land or water would a population require producing and renewable resources sustainability in accordance to the consumptions. Biocapacity is the measure of the land, whether arable, pasture, or forest land, and water availability. Within certain defined area, ecological footprint and biocapacity are similar to the concept of demand and supply in economics. If the ecological footprint of human population exceeds the bio capacity of its environment, the situation is unsustainable. It means, see, if suppose if any person who is not following the bio ecological system or something, then it is unsustainable. For example, for better example, See, nowadays a lot of improvements are going on here. There, other than agricultural land and all, we are just I'm giving the example. See, now new township, big cities are coming up, or whatever old cities are there, they are improving, and in adjacent area new developments are going on. Because of these developments, new roads or plants, trees are cutting off, and they are not keeping attention towards the ecological balance. Cutting of tree, big trees, so it means it is harmful for living persons. How? Because cutting a tree, it means there will be a problem for cooling the air, converting the carbon dioxide into oxygen, a lot of things. So it has to be maintained properly. Only development is not a main criteria. Along with development, the ecosystem should conserve, ecosystem should be maintained. Then only real sense development will arise. Okay. Next is pop implication of population needs on vital human resources. What are the implications of population needs on vital human resources? See, as we know, the increasing in population, it means what will happen? More lands are required for their living, their work place, and all. It means the forests and agricultural land converted into commercial places, commercial areas, by which the production is reduced, forest ecosystem get disturbed. It means when population increases, it means the increase of population, it affects directly on deforestation and land acquisition and water conservation and all those things. How? If population increases, it means it needs more residential accommodation, more jobs, or more jobs, more factory or industrial activities. It will destroy the agricultural land areas, or deforestation. Acha, more people, it means they needs more water, more electricity, or other facilities. So whatever they need, more water or more electricity or anything, for that it has to excess water is required to for them, excess food is required for them, excess um, environmental situation is required for them. And now, because of increase in population, the forest area is getting reduced. It means deforestation is going on. In those situation, ecosystem get disturbed. So it has to be maintained. They have they have written to increase of population, the food and water supply increases to feed them, or for drinking of the people. So naturally, food supply, it does not increase according to increase in population. It means there is imbalance in supply and demand of foods. Similarly, water. Water is also limited resources. Water is not extra water or huge water reservoirs which can be supplied to all persons forever for future also. So they are having limitations. To preserve the water is also essential, but due to increase in population, water has to be supplied to them. And if more water are uses nowadays, you see all every area, whether it is city area or rural area, all village area, everywhere groundwater level has gone down. How? Because people are using more and more waters. If more water users means now water limit capacity is going down. Capacity water is going down. It means the situation is alarming. So it is also not a good system for unsustainable. It is unsustainable. Next is housing and housing. See, more people, these all are related to population. If more population means population increases, housing requirements increases. If housing requirements increases, it means land area is needed. And land area for housing, it means you have to cut the tree, or you have to convert the agricultural land for residential, or you have to go for deforestation, where a residential accommodation can be accommodated. So these things are unsustainable. Next is sanitation facilities. So sanitation facilities also together with the housing. It means sanitation problem is has to be solved, because if sanitation problem is not being solved, because of increase of population, it may spread many diseases, like cholera, malaria, something like that. So for that, a proper housing system along with sanitation is required to for sustainable development for future. Now, population and issue of pertaining to environment and development. So development, now they are saying population and development. If population increases, it has to be developed. The people's living standards should be improved. Their medical facilities should be improved. So if your uh, 1%, if population is increases drastically, it means for their development, environment will get affected. How it will get affected? As we know very well, the population is increases, means same food problem will arise more, water problem will be there, clean air problem will be there, a lot of things. So mainly here we have to see how environmental and development affects the environmental development affects the population. It means uh, because of increase in population, the government, I mean, or sorry, population increase in population, it needs the more active industrial activities or commercial activities to accommodate them for their better earning. If it is being done, it means we have to compromise for land, and land areas. So land area, it means if we are using the land for this, it means development can be done on environment, land. And land area uses for development, it means there is a scarcity uh, in future, because population is going on regularly. If population increasing regularly, so what will happen in future? In future, it means in future course, it will be unsustainable. So what actions should be taken for sustainability of future with respect to population? ठीक है, ये all remedies we will see later. These all are introductory. So next is population and climate change. Because of change in increase in population, climate change also occurred. Because more people, it means they need more facilities. So climate will change. How? See, if suppose population increases, number of houses increases, they use a lot of electricity. They use more. They consume more electricity. It means if they are using more electricity, it means electricity is required more. For generation of electricity, again fuel is required more. Similarly, if more people, it means they needs vehicles or any communication system for their communication purpose. So that also affect the climate. So like that, if in population increases, it means it affect the climate. So you see anywhere, if population is less, then climate will be under control. But if increases in many folds, so climate also changes according to that. Now you see nowadays, even in Delhi and all, you see how climate is going on changing, and pollution and all, everything is increasing. Why it is happening? Because more vehicle people, more people, population is increasing. If population increasing, the people are using more vehicles. They are using other things in manifold. Everywhere construction work is going on. So construction work means all dust. And these all these things. These all affects the climate. So population is having direct impact on climate change. Next is population, poverty, unemployment. If suppose population increases, so it means all persons are to be supposed to be um, well managed. And sorry, population increases. Population increase means unemployment also increases. It means it is not possible for anyone to provide employment to all persons as the population is increasing. It means population increases, unemployment will increase. Unemployment increases, it means poverty also increases. Poverty, the population and poverty both are having rel- common relation. If population increases, it means poverty also increases in many folds. How? Because in as per UNO report, they have given chart, they have provided chart in which shows the population in any country. If population is increasing, all persons are not getting proper employment, they are not getting a proper food, they are not getting a proper health benefits because of their unemployment and other reasons. It means it is not the case of India. In India, yeah, other places also, population control is must. Otherwise, it will affect on their living standard, poverty, unemployment, and so on. So now just a second, I will show you the chart. Ah, so climate change, I have already discussed. Then now financial stability. The sustainable development practices have the ability to create more financial sustainability, sustainable economics across the globe. The developing countries that cannot access fossil fuel can leverage renewable form of energy to power their economics. From the development of renewable energy technique and technologies, these countries can create sustainable jobs as opposed to infinite jobs based on fossil fuels and technology.
Dr. Saab, may I interrupt you just a minute? Can you just share your screen also, because that will be more, is it clear?
Actually, actually, I am using two, three places. Your study material as well as some PowerPoints. So next class, I will give you combined. Means I will merge both and I will give you the details. Today
Otherwise,
I'm sorry because today I can screen, but I can share. But I'm using two your study material as well as PowerPoints. I'm taking from both sides. So this is a problem because in PowerPoint, what I have prepared and what I got it, it is not complete. It is not covering full syllabus. That is the problem why I am getting stuck somewhere. That's the reason. So
we can,
next class, I mean before class, I will provide complete details so that it will be easy for you.
okay, okay.
Okay.
We can see your face, and in fact, we wanted that screen should have been shared so that the things could have been more explanatory. Okay, then go ahead, please.
Sorry, I will next time I will give you my complete details. This I will share this um, PowerPoint as well as notes also, so that it will be easy for you. Today, actually, I was not sure कि class will be conducted or not because till yesterday there was no information from PCTI about the class. But anyway, today morning only he says yes, class is there. Earlier, they used to inform us 1 day in advance. So
We
that
were
was the
waiting, sir. We were waiting for you for the last 3 days, in fact, when we were informed about you.
okay. So that's the thing. So today also, I was not sure the class will be held or not. So suddenly about
Ashokji, I am Dr. Deeksha, program coordinator of this program.
Yeah, I can
okay.
get you.
Namaskar, sir.
Namaskar.
Namaste, madam.
It is always better if you can give PPT one day
I
in
will get.
advance,
That's why I told.
and
Actually,
these
ma'am,
these are very enthusiastic learners in our
I will.
induction class.
Ma'am, I will definitely give. I am
Uh,
right now. What I am doing, I am using yeah, now yeah, study material provided by the IGNU. Same
yes,
study material as well as my PowerPoint. That is
yes.
the thing, PPT.
Training.
So
I
I
know.
have not combined together. So that's the problem. Sometimes these people are must be thinking why I am stuck in. Actually, I am studying from both. I mean, teaching from both sides. That is the problem
Why you
because in
combine both?
PPT, all area is not covered. In study materials, actually, it is too much given. I mean, that details are not required. That is
Yes,
the problem, limitation. So that
yes,
I will sort out in next class, or even I
yes,
can tomorrow again we are having class, so I will provide.
yes.
That is not
Actually,
the problem.
study material is little bit old also, because
हाँ,
2016 the program was launched. So
हाँ,
if you can give the matlab latest information, and it
yes,
can
ma'am.
be more of interaction, because they are quite enthusiastic about this program.
That's why. That's why. That is the reason. Because I
Yeah.
am. That's why I say like I am taking. I mean, this notes and all from 2 3 points. See, by right hand I am searching here there also. I mean, open. It is open only. Only thing I
Yes.
have to merge and make one
Yes.
together so that it should cover complete syllabus and it should be useful for them. That is the thing. So there is no problem. Today is first day. I thought
Thank you.
I'll manage and next day onward I will do it.
Thank you.
So
Thank you
most of
so
it.
much. Thank you so much,
Tomorrow it
Ashok.
will not be the same situation. Tomorrow, of course, we are having some other topics like next class. Before next class, everything will be ready. So no problem for that.
Thank
Okay, sir.
you. Thank you. Thank you, Ashokji.
Let us continue in a sustained manner for the whole, you see,
Uh,
whole lecture. Through 2 3 lectures, let it be in a sustained manner. Okay, okay. Thank you.
Actually, it is easy. Only problem is this: see, in your exam also, question will come very straightforward. And in fact, I will tell you, I used to take classes for urban development planning and all. There also, these sustainable development topics were there. So, what were happening? What are given in a study material is too much. I mean, naturally, their study materials, IGNOU's study materials are very elaborate and comprehensive. So, in your exam, that much may not required. And PPT, with the help of PPT, what will happen? You will see only points and you can explain because I'm not saying anything new. What you are observing outside, same thing, only in this way. I mean, a study material way. This is the only thing I'm doing. Miss, whatever we are observing, environment, this, that, soil erosion, pollution, how it happens, how companies are misusing the this situation and all. Why not they are giving the sustainable future planning and all. These things are problem. That's so government is also more attention. But we are having based on the United Nations organizations report. So we are not criticizing any government or any country's situation because overall all over the world situation is almost similar, whether it is developed or developing. Even in developed country also situation is same thing. But some countries, they have improved, they have given a lot of attention towards sustainable development and they are thinking about their futures. And you must have read na, ki China, India, they are trying to cutting their emission by planning for next 10 years or something like that. Meanwhile, what will happen? We don't know. So these things are happening. So the same topics we have to bring in our examination also. Only thing, sustainable development with respect to human being, their improvement, their financial position, their like this. So one by one, by head wise, I will explain. And the same thing you have to write in exam also.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you. Please go ahead.
So next class, sorry, I will provide PPT as well as I mean combined PPTs. It will cover all topics.
Doesn't matter, sir.
Okay. So importance of sustainable development. So sorry, these things we have covered. Uh, According your this study material as well as this study this some PPT I have drafted. Say examples of sustainable development. How sustainable development can be maintained or created? The green spaces are location where plants and animals are left to flourish. Park also falls into the category of green spaces. Green spaces provides people to remarkably opportunity to take pleasure in outdoor recreation more so in big cities where people crowds are more, there is no facility for recreation or less small parks which are not not enough for the people living in surroundings. It means they're saying uh, green spaces, there is a lack of green spaces for better living standard or even say sustainable development. It is essential to maintain the green spaces all over the areas. All over means particularly they are talking about the cities where population is increasing, houses has increased tremendously, and more people but less facilities. Say whatever parks were there, now they are making it it is going on making slow a small, and instead of park they are making roads, this that lot of things. Even in converting the small roads where it should be small roads, they are converting into big roads, and because of the concrete roads and all, water conservation and all are getting affected. So these things are green space is required. Is similarly in case of agricultural side, the
Yeah, sir.
crop rotation.
May I add a bit more regarding the cities?
uh,
We have city forests, consumption of
uh,
city forests, because that can be outside, but that can provide as a lung for the
yeah,
city. We can
yes,
have forestry along canals, bunds, roads. Then we can have strips also,
yes,
and
right,
small parks that they can also be in fact planted to the full
yes,
extent, because plant as such, that is the only solution in fact to restore the environmental degradation in fact.
balance, yes, environmental balance, that's right.
I
But
was
is
a
it
officer for a lot of time, retired as a conservator of forests. In
oh
fact,
अच्छा, so thank you. अच्छा, अच्छा.
I am
That-
associated with all these things. And
oh अच्छा, अच्छा.
you can have banks, you see, you can
Ah,
have plantations along the national highways also,
yeah, yes, that's right.
and that
So
can
now
be solution in
then
fact.
then you can explain better कि nowadays government has giving attention towards this side at least. Actually, when you may have been posted in forest area, those days, what was the situation in beginning? Now see, forest is for namesake only. Even wherever you go, there is no greenery, only a stone. Now mostly stones are there,
Is
and that too it is getting converted into residential, commercial, or something like that.
forests are there, the area is there. Some area has been, in fact, used for
Yeah.
development, but the rest has been degraded by the people, in fact,
Yes,
by
naturally.
by tree cutting, removal of trees, excessive.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there is a planned system of removal that is sustainable.
Ah, yes,
Crops can
yes.
be moved on a sustainable basis.
Bilkul. That's right. Because you see, for example, in Canada and all, there people are allowed to cut the tree, but whatever quantity of trees they are cutting down, double or triple number of trees they have to plant. Then only means they are maintaining their growth.
That,
I mean,
that is there in India also. We call it compensatory afforestation.
acha.
Whenever you utilize trees for a development purpose or for any other purpose, you have to compensate that area by
Uh,
planting more plants in rest of the areas. and restore the pristine glory of the forests. Okay, please go ahead. Please go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, okay. So similarly, next example is crop rotation. Same thing. If suppose they say कि for better sustainability, it is better to use the different crops in different field areas. It means similar crops should not be again and again. It should not be grown. It should be changed so that the soil get fertilized more. So, they have given example case some crops are as such they will extract all minerals, and some crops they extract minerals also. So like that, it should be planned in such a way so that the soil fertility should be maintained. So they have given this crop rotation. Next, again they are saying why same thing. Maintenance of forest area. What we have already, you have already explained. So they are talking about that only. Suppose in case of cutting of trees and all, it has to replant. I mean, replant means forestation should be continued. So I think it is not mentioned in your study material what you have told me, but anyway, it is okay. So now next we are going to talk about see, now they are talking about the human development. And in case of human development, actually what it is given in a study material or other PPT, I'm going to talk only about that only. It may not be correctly, I mean, in my opinion, it is not so correct, but anyway, we have to discuss about these things. Okay. So they are saying कि how, why population is getting increased, and what is the intention of public towards the population. So they are saying first point is marginalized in human population. First defects they are saying, and then they will give the improvement. So under this first topic, they are saying that there is child sex ratio is highly what is there written? Acha, now sorry. Now they are talking about India only, Indian context. They have given the data from Indian context only. So I was thinking it is international. Anyway, no problem. The women Women in India continue to be a lowest end of a spectrum. Sex ratio, which is significant indicator of the status of the woman, clearly reveals that there has been a denial of women's right to the extent that they are missing from the population. They are saying here sex ratio is alarming. They have given in your study material also given calendar census year 1961 sex ratio was 976, means out of 100 sorry 1000 males, 976 female were there. In the census 1971 it was 964. In 1981 962. In 1991 945, and 2001 927. It is getting reduced, and as per the census 2011 the sex ratio is 919. It means it is decreasing. So they say it is alarming in India, means it should not be that much difference. So how it is, we will analyze later. But our here it is given in case of population, women's sex ratio is decreasing. So it is alarming. It has to be in a generic sense. Generic sense, this is the gamut of issue that the explain of marginal status of women in the population. However, their marginalization is further compounded by their classes, caste, ethics, age, religion, disability, identify. See, they are talking about the women, and again they are saying their education, their caste, on this basis they have explained. That's why I say it is I don't know how to explain. Even in case next point is Dalits. Dalits, of course, economical backward they have given, but here they have explained that Dalits are the marginalized population. It means the broken persons, and as per your study material they have defined, it refers the most oppressed in reference to the caste based Hindu society. It should not be defined like this, but anyway it is given, so I have repeated. The principle of purity and pollution, which led to the hierarchical relation between so-called high caste and low caste, are responsible for inhuman practices and untouchability. Nowadays, it is not possible, but it is given. Just you will see. I don't see anywhere practically. I don't see like this what they are writing. Even in your study material, it is mentioned, but they have defined like that. I have explained that. Next point is tribals. Tribals Tribals in India from the most significant group when it comes to examining the interconnection between the sustainable development and human population. See, in tribals, it is better you can explain, Ashok Sahab. The tribals population is also increasing in many folds, and now they have not migrated towards the cities and all. They have improved their living standard, as well as they are trying to uh, cut the yeah, for they are trying to cut the trees, forests, and start the agricultural activities in that forest area. So it affects the ecosystems. So they are saying okay, from the Acha. They are saying that the tribals area from Odisha to Andaman and all over India. So they are oppressed person. I mean oppressed, and they are not so qualified. Their improvement is necessary. There is no health facilities. Well, these things they are. I don't know why they are writing, because now everywhere all facilities are provided, but it is given in travels area, just like British rule, it is still oppressed. Travel struggle for their living livelihood. Where it there nowadays all facilities are given to them also, so there is no question of this. Like, I don't know how they have written towards Indian context only.
But sir, may I interrupt just a bit?
Yes.
Served in these areas, the facilities that we enjoy as citizens of good cities, metropolitan cities, in fact, capitals of states or capital, you are from Delhi, you are sitting in Delhi enjoying all facilities.
Acha?
These have not been opened up to the extreme corners of all the states. In fact, you see, there is no internet connection. The volt,
Uh,
the voltage in the electricity poles is very low.
yeah, yeah.
Have
Uh,
facilities of water connections.
no what.
Pradhan Mantri scheme for
Uh,
the farthest village regarding
uh,
electricity is just on papers only,
oh,
because
oh,
they have taken the poles there, not erected the wires, and whatever voltage is there, that is
uh,
very weak, very
okay.
low, and they cannot run even their small bulbs. What to talk of the electric appliances, etc. And
Arre,
the situation regarding the hours of this providing electricity, that is extremely low, and they
okay.
can provide just for 2 3 hours. We are lucky that we are citizens of cities. We are having the facilities, water, in fact, then electricity, then good roads, then some good environment also. You see, in those tribal areas, the roads under the Pradhan Mantri Gramin Sadak Yojana also, they have reached to the nook and corner, but they are not being maintained. That,
Same.
and the roads are slushy. They are
Mm.
in the farthest interior corners. Nobody reaches there. It is
Oh,
only after making a complaint to the DC, to the Tehsildar, that somebody hears and goes there. These
okay.
facilities have to be provided to all citizens of India if we
Mm.
want it should be sustainable development. That's why they have to go for the fuel because they don't get electricity. They have to
Yeah,
go
yeah.
for fuel. The gas is
Ah,
not provided. They have to cut down trees.
trees,
Some
yeah, natural.
something is genuine there also. They
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
cut down the trees. We are
Mm.
not providing them a construction material. They have to go for felling of trees for constructing their. Their also population is increasing. The
Yes,
family
sir.
is increasing. They are increasing their what you call their tubber, and in fact, everything has to be compensated, and we have to look to the things in a holistic manner. Okay,
Naturally, mainly health and education. These two things are there, which has to be given more attention to us for them also. These things, of course, because rural area,
most of the
rural.
not their
Uh,
posts in cities. They don't
uh,
go there. And most of the doctors, well-trained doctors, then physicians, postgraduates, they are
so,
cities. They don't go there.
no,
All this.
naturally.
That's why. That is why whatever is written in the study material, it is to some extent correct.
No, no, of course, of course. I'm not disagreeing. I mean, what I am saying, this completely they have given the negative. I mean, this type only problems they are explaining.
Uh,
Some improvements and all they have not explained. It's like in case of women or Dalits also. I am not criticizing that.
no,
So
no, no.
they are saying,
Your
see,
point. I take your point, sir. I am with this IGNO now for the last 10 years.
uh,
Associated with one course, another course, this. I could see that only problem is regarding updation of the study material.
uh,
But rest of the things, the study material from IGNO is the best one. Like,
best, yes, best,
is the
very
best.
elaborate
Whether you read it for the examination or whether you read it for your own information, it is
knowledge.
best of all the universities I have seen.
Uh,
But the only thing is, it is very sorry, may I tell you, on this
sir,
platform, that it is not
sir,
being updated.
you will not believe I am teaching in different universities like MIT, Sarda, and many private institutions also. And I am teaching them through this study material because I am having all collections. I mean, you know, a study material.
Some
I'm,
supplied to many of the students.
uh,
Study it regarding moral education, regarding IT, regarding tourism, all these courses I have done. Nutrition, then of
अच्छा,
course, disaster management. Nothing like the study material. You see,
हाँ.
it's the very it's a foolproof study material. You get everything in.
Nothing, they have not left anything. I mean, you can't say that this should be included. That's why I say it is very, very comprehensive. I mean, very elaborate. That's
It
why I
is
tell
very,
when I'm teaching other places,
it is very
other,
soft,
uh,
but very so. I have written to the VC also. I have emailed to the VC just 3 years back that
acha,
the material is not being updated. The
हाँ,
staff had take up strenuous efforts to
hmm,
update the and this
yes,
is best material. No parallel in the whole of the world, I think.
yes, yes, that's right.
Only. Thank you. Go ahead, please. I am wasting your time.
No, no, okay, no problem. This is very good. You are explaining me. I am getting rest as well as all others are also getting benefit out of this. So no problem. See, teaching means this is not the school like something like the school. Na? One way it should go on teaching. Yes, complete.
Please,
Unless you also explain. See, everybody can share. I mean, there is no harm. I mean, of course, I know students. Most of the students are may not be familiar with these topics and all. They would not have studied before coming here, but it is just refresher course only. I mean, just I have to give the briefly only. Say
God,
time, very, very short time they have given. You
God,
have seen this. Of course, it is 3 blocks only. So out of 3 blocks, we have to finish, I think, in 4 classes or 2 classes, something like that.
it is
So,
very exhaustive.
huh.
It
So,
is not 3 blocks, it is 30 blocks. I can take it.
yes.
Huge thing.
Anyway,
Okay,
next is
God bless you.
next is
Please go on. Please go on. God bless you. Okay, go
oh,
on. Go on, please.
thank you, sir. Unorganized workers. Same thing. It happens for this improvement unorganized workers. See, due to increase in population, it is not possible for everyone to work properly, get the services according to studies and all. So people are intent to go for unorganized works. Unorganized works means like daily wages or something like that. They are working for their livelihood, their maintenance of their family or living standard. So it is unorganized. They are not properly organized for any aids or something like that, like provident fund, ESI or something like that. So like daily wages workers and all. So of course rules are there. Even in case of contractual workers and daily wages workers also, there should be provident fund facilities and all, but it is not properly implemented. For grassroots it is not implemented. So they're saying a percentage of unorganized workers in India increased with structural adjustments programs and liberalization policies. The communications and the casualization of worker with no fixed wages makes the worker vulnerable to exploitation and result in their subordination in the workforce. And due to this, they are not able to specialize in proper work and work properly. So it means it is really true, because of unorganized system. In case of casual workers and all, today they have to work this that means they cannot get experience in particular area. And not only this, even there is exploitation for their payments. So it should be get reduced. The workers jobs should be organized. Now they are writing the depth of poverty, I mean it leads to their poverty. The depth of poverty, particularly for the bottom 20% income group, cannot be imagined. The reports point to the growing exclusion and deprivation in certain regions of the world, which has dislocated traditional livelihoods and local communities, and threaten environmental sustainability and cultural diversity. Naturally it is like that only, because of unorganized working conditions systems. It affects the workers more economically, as well as in all respect it is getting affected. So it is unsustainable. Within the unorganized sector, it if it is a woman, their payments are also different than the male. It means they're saying in case of women, the worst, women are suffers worst, because they are not paid properly, even equal to the male component. components. The demand for women unpaid labors increases with the economic distress, but it is injurious to women because it tends to strengthen the makers stereotype. It means in case of workers, I mean women workers, in matlab, unorganized women workers, generally if suppose they are working in some houses and all, so it is like a stereotype, in similar type. They cannot improve their skill, they cannot improve in economical situation. So this is the situation why women's situation is more critical in India. There are long-term implications of these changes. Women have emerged on the regular basis as workers. This places some women at the advantages in terms of status within the household, and has implications for intra-household dynamics, as well as for their self-image and self-esteem. However, this cannot be seen only as a positive development, given the fact that the large majority enter a stringent and depressed job market. It is true, because there is a partiality in women employment, not only for job, for all areas. They are saying mainly women are working in household where stereotype works are going on continuing. It cannot improve their skill, or they cannot go for some other area. So there is a limitation. So in that case, it has to be improved properly, so that you women should get opportunity. They should be treated as a male worker, so that they should get opportunity to work outside. They can work there according to their skill, knowledge, and they can do. So nowadays it is improvement is going on, because of course all women are not working only in household houses. They are going in factories also, of course, according to their skill and ability. They are working and they are getting. So this is the good. So that's what they are saying. The in correlation may be drawn between the increasing destination destination of women and their policy rendered available to the public work commitment with the cuts of government spending. And government is also helping them to improve their living and skill. So up to this only they have mentioned. And then they are talking about the farmers. Farmers, in case of farmers, farmers in India, particularly India, they are still using the traditional method of agriculture. So it may not be helpful for them, because their crop growths are not as per desired. It means they are doing their hard labor, they are working, but their crops are, they're saying the burnt of the agriculture sector is currently beset by the several severe challenges that have developed over the decades or more. The virtual stagnation of net area arts cultivation and food grains production. Despite the growth of area under irrigation, fragmentation of land and proliferation of a small and marginal farmers. 70% of holdings are less than 1 hectare. Means 70%, more than 70% are less than 1 hectares. Absence of technical development in rain-fed agriculture and in crops other than rice and wheat, leading to the widening of economics disparities between the irrigation and rain-fed areas. Pressure on water sources discernible, and the rapid and the widespread decline in the groundwater table. It means they're saying they are using the traditional methods, and their whole land holding is less than 70% of the, more than 70% of the farmers are having land holdings 1 acre or less. So in that case, they cannot do the organized way of latest. They cannot use the latest infrastructure for their agriculture purpose. See, if land area is more big size, then they can use the latest technology. If land area itself is small, there it may not be possible for them. Second thing, they are saying they are still using depending on the rain for irrigation, whereas there should be a proper irrigation facilities like canal or borewell or something like that, which increase the productivity of the crops. But they're still using the rain system. Some data is given that I will provide later. They're saying most of the majority of farmers are getting not getting the proper minerals, mine क्या कहते हैं? Manure and seeds, advanced seeds. They are using the traditional manure and seeds, which are not suitable for proper crop growth of the crops. So this much only they have given. This I will make a small, and I will precisely I will give you the details. The next is minority communities. Minority community also suffered deprivation and violence in different ways. State violence and violence from the majority communities, leading to alienation and ghettoization of minority communities is responsible for their marginalization status or in societies. Communal violence in recent time, both in Gujarat and Odisha, has resulted in the exodus of population from one state to other areas. Huge loss of lives, property, livelihood result due to due to this sustainability become a key issue in this context. Okay. Understanding the marginalization. Understanding the marginalization involves the re-examination, the intersectionality of the classes, caste, community, races, ethically, and genders. The location of both rural and urban power structures, dominant and oppressive social forces, and the institutional and cultural process are significant issue concerning populations. The sustainability and the development, the principle on the basis of which these various groups at the margins of society, economy, and community have been subject to exodus and preservation differs in the preservation differs. There is a common thread to run through them: the violation of human rights, which cannot be redressed without looking into issue of development and sustainability. The reason for which the category of population gets marginalized and depressed from their livelihood, and also become increasingly vulnerable to the loss of their identity forms the basis of the next section. So this is the situation. One second, I will. uh, Next topic is causes of marginalization and issue of sustainability. This is the most important question. We also may come on this point. There are Ashok sir, you can discuss about this point because you are having your own experience. I mean, you can tell me the what are the causes of marginalization and issue of sustainability. Just what we have discussed, you have to briefly explain here again.
You see, I heard your discussion, lovely discussion, in fact. It was read out from text, but I am a practical, in fact, person associated with the field. And regarding marginalization, I must say that our society is, in fact, structured such that we don't want some of the lower castes to come up.
Yes, that's
We
true.
want to maintain our own status
Mm,
and not, in fact, carry along rest of the people who are our brethren,
mm,
Indian. In fact, we don't want to, in fact, bring them along. For example, in scheduled caste
ah,
community, they, in fact, have some priorities, have some privileges, but there also the creamy layer is getting the benefits. The
yeah, that,
benefits they get, their children get, they are well read. The actual benefits should have accrued to the lowest of the category.
yes,
And
that's
here the
that's
marginalization has taken place.
mm,
We don't want that the labor class, the students, the boys and girls of the labor class, they should go to well schools, good schools for
Yes.
reading. In fact, don't want that they should be at par
Mm.
with us in
Ah,
the in the school. And
yes.
our schools, mostly the private schools also, have
Yes.
such structures that even if they pay the fees, they don't want to entertain them in the admissions. Why?
Oh.
Because
Mm.
most of the other parents say that we will not send our wards if you admit these people also. This is the trouble with this Indian society.
Yeah, no, even we will withdraw our children. I have seen this. What you are saying, the same thing happens in Noida. I have seen this situation.
Yeah,
Some people, parents complain कि if you admit those people, like
yeah.
government has given the permission, I mean allowed this much weaker section students should be included, I mean admitted like this. So they protested, parents protested, okay, if you are giving admission to those children, then we will withdraw our children. It happens.
The
Really, I was
government,
surprised to know.
Dr.
I
Saab, I
did.
am your namesake. In fact, Ashok, I am also Ashok.
Yeah, yeah, I understand. Your name is displaying. Yes, yes.
We are on
Yes.
the same line, in fact, same platform, and now interacting with each other. It's lovely to hear from you things.
Thank
And
you.
may I tell you that under the present disposition, 25% admissions of all schools, irrespective of being government. Uh, am I in contact with Madam also? She is
Uh,
no, she has left. In fact, oh,
No, ma'am has left for another meeting.
okay, okay, it doesn't matter. It was lovely and interactive today. I
Yeah.
want she should have been a part of this interaction. Now it is 25% for
uh,
government as well as private schools. But may I tell you that it is not being followed in any of the private institutions,
some schools are following, I think.
some schools, because they don't have admission. Otherwise,
Acha.
they have very
Yeah.
good admission, they don't admit.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, yes, maybe. Yes,
You see,
yes,
we don't want this phila to go away from our society.
yes.
I was associated with a social group organization for a lot of time, 2, 3 years.
Acha.
Okay, okay. I spent something out of my own pocket also, out of
Mm.
my provident fund, then gratuity, etc., in improving some of the conditions. Some people told me, why are you doing this? Open a shop here, go for business, spend there. I told them that if you don't improve their conditions, they will all be criminals one day, and it will be very bad for you to live in your palatial houses.
That's 100% true. Yes, yes. Agree, agree. 100% agree.
They will be thieves, they will be criminals one day,
Mm.
and you will not be able to live in the glass houses.
Yes, yes. Well,
Yeah,
that's
they will
right.
be chain snatchers, and in fact, our mindset should change.
Ah,
Once
sir, that's it.
mindset changes towards these people, we will take India all together, and we
Ah,
will take real Bharat, Pradhan Mantri's Bharat. Modi's
mm.
Bharat is not that Bharat. Still, I think there are a lot of work to be done.
Yes, that's right.
Done.
Yes.
We are sitting in our AC rooms enjoying all facilities, but we have to look to these people also. That is that then only will their amelioration take place, and this marginalization will be removed. Economic conditions, as you talked about the unorganized sector. In
Yeah.
COVID situations, Modi Sahab told one day that I am very much, I learned, I remember those words that please spare something and feed them because nobody should die. But what did we do? We turned out them all, told them no, leave our premises and go to your houses. We cannot feed you even for 10 days.
Mm.
This is the situation, sir. And if we don't change this mindset, we, we
Then there will not be any development. Yes, without this, it cannot be improved.
we have to
Yes.
carry these people along. We want their services as maids, as laborers, but we
Mm.
don't want to take them along in the rest of the society. They have to be made a part of this. That's
Well,
why then the marginalization aspect will be removed, and it is removed. It when removed, it will be for the betterment of the overall society. I tell you, I have already explained it to you. How thieves will be removed, how criminals will be removed from society. All these
naturally.
things will be done. And we can have polished labor also.
Yes.
Artisans, masons, labor. We can have decent laborers also. Why not? Why don't they come in pant and shirt? Why don't they come in clean clothes? Why don't we provide them facilities for housing, water, electricity, learning, school, health, all these things?
Um,
That way, I can tell you that I can suggest only because I'm not an authority on all this. I am a field worker only. We
that's
can
right.
get rid of the marginalization and we can go ahead as a common society, as a joint society.
Yes, yes. No,
Okay,
that's actually,
please go ahead.
unless they are giving opportunity for this health education and these things, otherwise it will be alarming how you are saying. So what will be future of them? It means suppose you are not giving opportunity, so it should be. Again, I mean, situation is government is making rules, but people of India, I mean countries, they are also opposing, and they are not thinking about the future. I mean, they think they were about themselves only. No, no. I mean, how we have explained all these things, it is a really alarming situation. They should think about it broadly, then only real improvement will come.
The money
Anyway,
that the money that the states and the central government is spending, it is not going to their, you see, pockets. Now,
yes, yes.
Pradhan Mantri's scheme, in fact, of sending to their account, it is better.
Mm,
It is
yes.
giving some dividends, and that they are getting some relief out of it. It should be prolonged, but even in that,
Um,
these functionaries, the
um,
bureaucrats, the field functionaries, the
um,
patwari, and all these things, they in fact are putting up hurdles at every step, because it is not going to through their, you see, system.
that's right.
The cut is not there.
Mm,
Things are improving, but not
yes,
at that space, you see,
that
pace.
is.
Yes,
Ah,
it
as
should
desired.
it should be accelerated.
Hmm.
Okay, okay, Doctor Saab, I have taken your time. Thank you, sir.
नहीं नहीं अरे बहुत रियली आई एम वेरी प्राउड ऑफ कि आप जैसे तो हमारे साथ है इतना अच्छा एक्सप्लेन कर रहे हैं प्योर योर एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ कोर्स आई मीन अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस जॉब्स एंड ऑल योर एक्सपीरियंस इज रियली वंडरफुल and that much in details I may not have explained. I mean really I'm
I,
openly I can say so it is
I,
wonderful. And I am expecting like this only because your topic, I mean this your subject is not very extraordinary or something like that. It is related to this only. See, next topic they are talking about the right, yeah, this one, coercion in family planning programs and all. So these all are related. Yeah, how family planning programs failed or how to improve for this population control. But these things are there, topics are there. We can discuss ourselves. There is no need of going for study material and all because
regarding
they have.
regarding this coercion, sir, may we not land in 1975 position when the
अच्छा,
caste system was forcible? This, in fact, removal of the essential parts, the reproductive parts, and all those forcible setting
yeah.
time for the doctors and all those things. That was in emergency situation also. Only
Yes.
let us not go back to that, you see, situation.
Mm.
Indira lost because of all that, and
Ah, that's right, in 77. That's
yes,
right.
a lot of things happened in those days also. I was an officer that time also, and
Acha.
we
Oh
were
God. That
back.
time I was a student in high school.
I was serving. I, in fact, wanted that Madam Diksha should have been with us today. It would have been
Acha.
a pleasure to share views with her. And
Next time she will join us. No
when next
problem.
comes, may it kindly be continued. You see, communicated to her through her associates, please, because I could not get anything from them. Okay, then please go ahead.
Okay, okay.
Ashok
बस
sir,
only
Ashok Rosdan sir, may I get your number?
Who are you? May I know?
I am a student. I am a student of economics.
Sir,
Actually, I like your presenting things in a clear manner.
Wonderful. I mean,
Probably,
really, Ashok Sahab, really, I am not only he, I am also saying ki I never got in my life such a clear, I mean, conceptual explanation. Really, I'm saying, I don't
uh,
hesitate to say, of course, I am teacher, but I am telling you openly, you have explained whatever you have explained. It is topic, all topics were very relevant and point to point. I mean, practical things. So I mean,
sir,
what we are teaching based upon the study, I mean, books and all, frankly
sir,
speaking.
study material is okay there. Everything is there. Books are there. Everything is there. Got everything. But the thing is that the practical seeing in
uh,
the working in the field,
yes,
seeing practically what is happening to the government of
yes,
India and the state government schemes.
yes,
All
yes,
these things matter.
yes.
And once you, in fact, see it with open eyes,
uh,
you see, sometimes I would also avoid things because there was something reaction against me, against my staff. Then I would reflect. Then I would muse where the trouble has started. And I would rectify. Next time I would go prepared. No, these things have to be done. And these things should be done. That's the way of doing things. And I have been doing things as practical as possible. Are you Mr. Ibrahim?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are you from which state, please?
I am J&K, Jammu and Kashmir.
You are from Kashmir, in fact.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. My number you can note 9797
9797
620
620
399.
399.
Okay, okay. I am also from Srinagar, Anantnag, Wanpu, but I am now residing here in Jammu, Greater Kailash.
Sir, can you please repeat the number, please?
9797.
Yes, sir.
We will push her now. 9797
Yes, sir.
620
620.
399 is an Airtel number.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, okay. If you have anything to talk, please talk in the evening because during day I take classes. I do not
Yes, sir.
understand all these things. And my students, in fact, I teach English. I teach chemistry. I am myself a chemistry student. MSc chemistry way back in
Ach-
78, 79. First class,
uh,
first position holder. Okay, okay, okay. Doctor, sir, please continue. Ashok sir.
Only one topic is there. That's all. That too, you are related to you only. That is poverty and population. How it affects you for ecosystem. That is the only last topic for today. I have planned. This is the
Okay,
only thing.
okay.
Poverty and population. Naturally, it affects poverty means increasing of as per the statement they have given, poverty does lead to marginal increase in number of child children due to low survival rates of children, the need for more working hands, and needs of family planning. They're talking about a family planning spaces method. In India, female sterilization is the most prevalent form of family planning. When they are saying the methods, I mean, only controlling the methods and all, how to control the population. That's all. This is the only last topic. Only up to how to control family planning. I mean population. So they are saying insisting on family planning methods, sterilization and all. I mean these things. They say the basic elements of the policy includes the holistic and comprehensive view of population issue and advocates intersectional strategies for population uh, stabilization instead of shortcut and coercive stand-alone family planning programs. It is it is relatively more gender sensitive and right based compared to the earlier population program. It advocates the long-term measure like free and compulsory education up to secondary level, women's improvement, delay in age of marriage, and other social determinants rather than pushing targets for family planning. So they're saying ki instead of going for family planning, so education, women education, and delay in marriage and all these things should be adopted. It will control the population. The primacy is given to the converting population as assets rather than liability, which is known as reaping in demographic dividend. The male involvement and responsibility to issue of adverse sex ratio at birth, social development, basket of choices when it comes to contraceptions, primary health care, and attending the to reproductive health care needs, particularly for women. So this much only they have given. So this we can conclude here. Next, what we will meet for next topic. Then again this one. And next, sir, next class I will give you the notes. I will prepare. I will combine all these three topics are. I mean three different topics are here. So I will combine together and I will provide to you all.
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
A lot of
Okay.
we have in fact listened to you very seriously. In fact, I
Okay.